Change direction. All right. So tonight we're going to continue with the Qigong for the fall season and the lungs. And I'd like to start off with the lung cleansing Qigong. So with lung cleansing Qigong, we stand with the feet about hip width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. We're going to breathe in through the nose, and we're going to breathe out through the mouth. As we breathe in, we're going to bend down. As we breathe out, we're going to bend down. And we're going to have our hands on the lower abdomen, like here. We're going to imagine that we're pressing the front abdominal wall to the back wall. Okay, that's a thought, not an actual effort. And as we inhale, we'll straighten up. We'll put our mental emphasis on the exhale. After the third time we exhale down and inhale up, we come up. We'll breathe in through the nose as deeply as we can, and we'll hold for as long as we can. We'll bend slightly backwards, like this. And when we can no longer hold the breath, we'll straighten up, round out the mouth, which I'm sorry, I can't show you, and expel, breathe out all the impurities from the lungs. All right, so here we go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Mind in the exhale. Imagine pushing your front abdominal wall to the back wall. Straighten up, inhale through the nose. Bend down, exhale through the mouth. Straighten up, inhale through the nose. And one more time, bend down, exhale through the mouth. Straighten up, inhale as deeply as you can and hold for as long as you can. And sometimes it's a good idea to keep a Kleenex handy in case lung cleansing Qigong actually physically cleanses something out of there. It frequently does, particularly for me during the allergy season. So there we go again. Inhale, exhale. In, out, mind in the exhale. In, out. In and hold. And remember, it's not hold as long as I can, it's hold as long as you can. because we're still in the ragweed season, so my holding is not as good as it usually is when we're not in the ragweed season. Okay, one more time. In, out. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend down. Inhale and hold. Okay. The recommendation for this lung cleansing routine is to do once or twice a day during the fall season, or if you have lung problems, do year-round. And do 3 to 5 repetitions. So we did 3. And remember that if you teach this to somebody, that people who are in a weakened condition, their health is very frail, shouldn't do the breath holding until they rehabilitate their breathing, and that is they train their breathing so that they can get down to around 12 breath cycles per minute. So if they're breathing shallowly and rapidly, they're not ready for this. All right, now we'll go to the fall season set from the Four Seasons Medical Qigong. It's invented in the 16th century, and it has a routine for each season and a year-round routine. So the first movement with the fall season set is swing arms. Very relaxed. And normally we coordinate our movement with our breathing, but swinging arms, we don't, because swinging arms, you wouldn't want to breathe this fast, so, and you wouldn't want to move your arms slowly. So, the idea here being to relax the shoulders so that the qi can flow from the chest. In this case, we're working on the lungs. Out the lung meridian and down the arms. Okay. We get the shoulders relaxed so the qi flows smoothly through the shoulders. This exercise you could also do by yourself, just for by itself, just for its own benefit. And your mind doesn't have to be in the exercise either. Change the angle of the swing out to the side, turning the little finger down and the thumb up as we go back, and then doing the opposite as we go forward. As you turn the thumb down and the little finger up, you can feel right here that you're tensing the muscles and then relaxing them. Tensing them and relaxing them. This is also used in breast cancer prevention. The tensing and relaxing will loosen up the muscles and allow the qi to flow. And notice that the whole body's connected in this movement. So I'm not doing just the arms, I'm just doing like this. Doesn't feel very good. to just do the arms. So whole body is movement. And then back to straight forward and backwards. Very relaxed. Okay, so that's our first warm-up movement. Now our second warm-up movement is crank the windlass, or if you want something a little bit less antiquated for reference, row the boat. I don't know if you may never have seen a windlass in the modern 21st century. Okay, so we form our hands in the shape of the letter C. And we're going to do the, geez, today it's 70 degrees. We're going to do the cool down pattern, which is we'll start with the inhale with the shoulders forward, exhale with the shoulders back. So inhale, exhale, in, out. Trying to use the whole body. Okay, now the reason that is this is the cool down pattern is we're going to change our direction of rotation, and we're going to change the breathing coordination. So now we're going to inhale with shoulders back, exhale with shoulders forward. We inhale with the shoulders forward, we generate heat in the chest. And so if we wanted to do the warming pattern, we would do that last. The cooling pattern, we inhale the shoulders back, that cools the chest, bringing the air to the back of the lung. So if today's temperature were more like 46, reversed then one of those. So those are two
Hi, yeah, could you put up the mic again? It was fine for a while. Thank you.
Now does that work any better? I hope. All right. I was saying earlier that I've ordered a better wireless mic. It's supposed to arrive today, but hasn't arrived yet. So the next time I will have professional wireless mic. Now, we go to what I call the second section of this exercise, where we have Qi generation movements, build up Qi in the chest. And the first of those movements is called Feudal Lord Pulls the Bow. Like this. So starting with the upper arms kind of parallel to the floor. Inhale, clench the fists, hold the position, exhale, inhale, exhale, release the fists and feel the chi flow back into the fingers. In. Clench the fist. Out. In. And out. Now we're going to add the healing sound for lungs. In. Out. In. Out. And the healing sound like air leaking from a balloon. Just like air leaking from a balloon, or if you press down on the valve of your tire, not for too long, you'll find you have the same exact sound. Same exact sound. Tire leaking. Okay. In. Out. In. Out and sound. The sound is made very softly, so if I'm not making, if you can't hear me loudly, that's because sound is supposed to be the sound of no sound. In.
Breathing through your mouth, your nose.
In order to make the sound, I've got to breathe, exhale through the mouth.
And
Breathing in through the nose. So our normal pattern of Qigong breathing is in through the nose, out through the mouth. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Now we're going to change it. Now we're going to turn to the side. So you can pay attention to the feeling inside your lungs. Can you feel where the air goes when we turn to the side? So inhale. Exhale, hold the position. Inhale. Come back to the front. Exhale and sound. Turn to the other side. In. Out. In. Out. And come back to the front. Out and sound. In. Out. In. Back to the front. Out and sound. In. Out. In. Come back to the front. Out and sound. One more round. In. Out. In. Back to the front. Out and sound. In. Out. In. Back to the front. Out and sound. Did you feel where the air went? Turn to the side and inhale. It's going to go into I turn to the left, it's going to go in the left side of my lung, my left lung. And it's exactly the opposite with the right lung. So cleaning out the lung. Now there's more to that, but I also want to do two of the bird movements tonight. So we're going to move on, and we'll save the other positions for few reward for the next time. Now, we go to a movement called the Immortal Pushes the Stone Tablet. And my explanation of this is, imagine one of those standing desks that were probably fashionable in medieval times. And the Immortal is carving out on the stone tablet, finishes that tablet, and moves it on down the desk. Give room for another tablet. That's my explanation. I don't know whether that's where the name came from or not, but that's how I explain it. Okay, so get feet hip width apart. I'm going to start with the side view so you can see that one hand goes forward as I exhale. The other arm goes back, forming a V. And I turn my head and look down past the elbow. I hold the position and inhale. Then I exhale. Excuse me. I inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and make the healing sound. The other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and sound. Now, when the hand goes forward, notice that it sinks, the wrist sinks. As though I'm pushing a stone tablet. Now, it doesn't require me to tense up, but it doesn't require me to have the idea of pushing. That's what gets the energy moving. So here we go. I'll just do it sideways. Okay, so here we go. In, out, in, up, and sound. The other side, in, out, in, out, and sound. 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 One more round. In, out, in, out, and sound. In, out, in, out, and sound. Okay, now question. We turn the head to the side. What do you feel? Actually, you could feel it more distinctly if you turn the head to the side and do this position. So you turn your head to the side, look down past the elbow. What do you feel in the chest? Feel anything in the chest?
It feels more open in the chest, but then I start to feel like going down.
Yeah, you'll feel the cheek going down. But if you look and then look forward, look back, look forward, look back, look forward. Do you feel anything happening here? These muscles in the neck. If you run your finger down the neck here, you see that these muscles run under the collarbone. They're not attached to the collarbone, they go under the collarbone. They tense down here inside the rib cage. So they're massaging the inner chest, the lungs, as we do that. So that's why I turn, look past the elbow. So Get the air coming into the lungs, expanding the lungs, and you get this pressure on the lungs from these muscles tensing and pushing in on the lungs. It's a nice massage for the lung tissue. Next exercise, we're still in the Qi generation phase, is the large rock expands its wings. So the rock is a mythical bird, maybe like the phoenix, or I don't know any other mythological birds anyway. This one has a number of different positions, which again will have different effect on the muscles of the chest and the airflow in the lungs. First position is fingers interlocked. So inhale, exhale, hold the position. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, and healing sound. And side view here. Now notice how my chest will hollow. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. Now continue. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. That's the first position. Now, can you feel where the air goes in this first position with fingers interlocked? In, out, in. Where's the air going when you inhale? Can you feel it? Right here. The inside, the medial side of both lungs. And relax your shoulders. Your shoulders are coming. All right, so now we have our second position. By the way, that was, as you might guess, that was the hot, or the heat generation position. Now, we're going to go to cooling down positions. So second position is straight from the shoulder. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. 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 One more. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. Now, our third position is going to be moving the hands out at about a 45-degree angle to straight ahead. So not to the sides, not to the front, but to the corners, if you will. All right, so here we go. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. 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 One more. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. Okay, we have one more position. Now, you could feel in this position, the air is moving into the outer edges of the lungs again. Now, as we do in the last position, again, pay attention to the feeling inside your lungs and where does the air go. So this position is out, in, out, in, out. So the hands are like this. So here we go, last position. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. And one more. In, out, in, out, in, out, and sound. Okay, now there's one more exercise in the Qi generation phase, or section. However, I'm going to hold that one for later as well, so that we can go on and do the cool down section and have time still for a couple of bird animal movements. So cool down section. If you feel your chest, now you should feel like, oh, tingly, maybe somewhat warm or hot, generated a lot of qi, bioelectricity in the chest. Now what we want to do is beat it out. We want to beat it across the shoulder and down to the thumb side of the inner arm. That's the lung channel. And the idea being we build up the qi and we beat it out to channel. This helps break up any qi stagnation in the channels. So it builds up the qi in the chest and then also helps to almost like using a high pressure hose to a clogged drain helps to build up the chi, to break up any chi stagnation. So there are three exercises in this cool down phase. The first one is the baby crane bakes for food. These are very, very relaxed exercises. We'll still use the healing sound. So with the back of the hands together like this, baby crane bakes for food. In, out. In, out. Notice there's a movement of the spine. In, out. In, out, and sound. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, and out. So that's the baby crane makes for food. Now, the next one is the white crane. Loosens its wings. This one done very small scale movements. We use the white crane loosens its wings in the all-season Qigong. And that one, it's like, get out to here. Because we're trying to loosen up the muscles, but now we're trying to lead the chi out. So we don't want to see the tension here if I raise my arms that high. So that's okay in the all-season because it's the beginning of the routine, but this is the end of the fall season routine. And we want to lead the chi out. We don't want the shoulders to tense up. So in, out, and sound. In, out, and sound. In, out. 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 And the final one is massage, and we have two types of massage. So, one is the patting. So, a loose fist, and we're going to pat down the lung channel. So we're gently tapping the thumb side of the inner arm. There's another type of tapping or patting that's called martial patting. It's used for martial arts training, not for health. So, martial patting is just short of bruising. And after we've done the patting, we're going to do the massage using the big energy gate in the Lao Gong in the center of the hand, pericardium 0.8. Faraday's law of magnetic induction says if this energy field is run along this channel, live electrical channel, it will stimulate the flow of current. So from here at lung 1, exhale. Exhale. You can do this by itself. 2, remember that you always want to go down the yin channels of the arm. That's the long pericardium and heart channels. And exhale as you move down. And now we do the other side. We also have a lung channel over here, so loose fist, scholar packet. Chinese term is Pai, P-A-I, Da. And then the massage. You can use visualization with this. You can imagine that you're moving out and flicking away a stay of chi. You can imagine that maybe it has a color that would indicate staleness. I don't know which color you pick. Also that eventually as you continue the massage, the chi runs clear. Okay. All right, that's the fall season with a few abridgments, which we will cover in future. Questions on that? Okay. Also, for the lungs, we have the bird animal in the 5 animal sports. So 5 animal sports can be done with all 5 animals in the same session. Also can be done just the individual animal sets. So each of the 5 animals has 5 movements. So tonight I'd like to introduce movement 1, and if time permits, movement 2 of the bird. So the first movement is the bird stretching. And it looks like this. So 1 foot goes, I step forward with 1 foot, and notice first movement is same side, arms same side, leg forward. And my arms are like 135 degree angle, so not 180, not 90, but 135 to open up the lungs. This is inhale. And then this is exhale, so the other one goes forward. In, out. In, both arms go forward, out. In, supposed to raise your foot off the ground, but I'm having trouble with this ankle being a little weak, so you can also leave your foot touching the floor. Okay. Now, for the next one, I'll step the other foot forward, and the other same side hand is going forward. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. And out. So the other ankle's better because I can actually demonstrate. Out. In, out, in, out, in, and out. Now, the 5 animals probably the most challenging Qigong I know in terms of coordination. So, and balance. So the movements are fairly complex and it takes a while to learn. And I think if I go to the mirrors, Joan won't be able to see me very well, but perhaps if I zoom in on the mirrors. Yeah, I'm going to zoom in on the mirrors, and well, not too close. Okay, well, yeah, because you'll be seeing me in the mirror. Okay, and then make sure I adjust the focus. Okay, so now I'll get in this mirror here, so you can see me and yourself in the mirror. So here we go. We'll step out with the right foot. Stepping out first with the right foot. Exhale as the arms move away from the body. Inhale as they come back in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now I'm going to turn my front foot out a little bit to help my balance. Exhale and inhale. And exhale. In. Exhale. In. Exhale. In. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Exhale. In. By the way, the bird is very relaxed. I hope I'm modeling that, but just in case you're wondering, yeah, the bird is the last of the 5 animals, and so it is like a cool down exercise too. It's very relaxed. One more. Okay. The only way to learn these exercises to do them. I can tell you it's relaxed, and I can tell you that the breathing is Exhale when the arms move away, inhale when they come in. I can tell you turn your front foot out a little bit before you go to the one-legged stance to help your balance, but the feeling, it just has to be practiced to learn. You want to try to imagine the feeling of the bird, and in this case, think about the crane rather than the sparrow, because these movements are large and graceful, and not like a sparrow movement. Sparrows, nothing against sparrows, but this is. So, questions on that bird movement? Now, that one is arguably the hardest of the birds, okay? The second one, not so bad. So I'll give you a preview of the second one, and if, let's see here. Need to have my feet in here, okay, good. If I can get this edited, if we don't have any glitches, to get this edited and up on YouTube, you can see this second movement too. This is the bird gazing. So from the last now, I'm going to step, put my foot towards the corner, this inhale, exhale, in, out, in, out. My eyes follow the rear hand. Notice that my angle of movement is horizontal. So the lungs expand and then the lungs contract. Those who've done 5 animals before will find that this movement is very similar to the tiger revolving, only the tiger revolving is for the liver, and that movement is 90 degrees. Okay? But this movement for the lungs is 180 degrees, right? Now, transition to the next movement. Now, the front hand circles down. The rear hand circles up. Step out, point my toe towards the corner, and this is the inhale. Now, almost all my weight's on the front leg. Exhale. In, out, in, out. Front hand goes down, rear hand goes up, arms circle. Exhale as the arms separate, inhale as they come back together. All right, let me do that sideways. Front hand down, rear hand up. Foot drags along with the toe. In, out, in, out. Almost all my weight's on the front leg. In, out. Front hand down, rear hand up. Stepping, pointing towards the corner. In, out, in, out, in, out. Okay. So I will endeavor to get this up on YouTube. quickly. Although, if you look on our YouTube channel, you'll probably find earlier recordings from this time last year or thereabouts with the bird on. So it's probably already up there. There's a lot of videos on the YouTube channel, so please take advantage of it. For the time being, it's free. So, but I need to find ways to pay the mortgage, so to speak. Okay, so that's it for the first class, and we'll set up now for meditation.